Welcome to the latest episode of the B Movie Club. I'm your host, Kevin. This week we'll be discussing the 1995 science fiction horror classic, Species, starring Ben Kingsley, Forrest Whitaker, Natasha Henstridge, Michael Madsen, Alfred Molina. The list goes on and on. For those of you joining us for the first time, each week on the B Movie Club, we pick a particular forgotten classic, guilty pleasure, and talk about it on the show. We'll post it onto our page on Facebook, Original B Movie Club. Don't forget to give us the big thumbs up. You can also subscribe on our page on YouTube, Kevin D. And if you want to reach me more immediately, you can tweet me on Twitter at KD9575. Don't forget to spread the word and tell a friend, won't you? Okay? Species. In this movie, Ben Kingsley plays this mysterious government-type scientist named Fitch. And what they did 19 years ago was send out messages into outer space, kind of expressing, we're friendly, come visit us, that sort of thing. And they got back this transmission that had some information about certain alien DNA and how to combine it with human DNA. They did that, and the product of their experiments was this blonde-haired girl, played by Michelle Williams, the Academy Award winner. They called her Syl, and for whatever reason, they noticed that she was growing too fast. There was some question about her, so they decided to get rid of her, to poison her. It's very sad. Ben Kingsley was torn up about it. He had tears in his eyes. But she figured out what was going on. She broke free from captivity and was on the run. Because she's now an alien hybrid, Ben Kingsley assembles a team of people to go after her, including Michael Madsen, who plays a guy named Preston Lennox, who's kind of just a fixer, if you catch my drift. He's the one who can make things happen, who can find that person who's gone AWOL, that sort of thing. Also brings in Alfred Molina and Marg Helgenberger. They are scientists of some sort. They have knowledge of different things. And Forrest Whitaker plays like a psychic. He's like an empath who can sense emotions. Now, why did they assemble this team of scientists and people? Don't they work for the government? Don't they have their own people? It's not explained. Anyway, this alien hybrid known as Syl, for reasons why we don't know, Syl, okay, S-I-L. She kills a hobo, steals a suitcase, finds some money, gets on board a train for Los Angeles. And while she's on, she kind of goes into this weird cocoon thing, and she jumps from being, 13-year-old Michelle Williams to 19-year-old Natasha Henstridge. She kills a conductor on the train. This isn't a laughing matter. This is serious business. Kills the conductor on the train and steals her uniform, which fits her like a glove, even though the conductor was a little on the heavy side, a little husky, if you will. Whatever. We're not here to ask questions. Meanwhile, Syl has been having these nightmare dreams of these horrific alien-type images. We don't know what they mean. She doesn't know what they mean. She doesn't really speak much. She gets a room in a seedy motel in Los Angeles, watches some TV, learns English. She's very smart. Hits the big clubs, because evidently now we've learned that now she wants to mate. She has this overwhelming desire to mate. So Ben Kingsley and his team are always one step behind. They find the old hobo that she murdered on the boxcar. They find the dead conductor. They find her grotesque cocoon. They figure out she's gone to Los Angeles. They're trying to get her. Again, always step behind. She has these romantic interludes with guys she picks up at clubs. First guy she picks up, he's a diabetic, and that's not appropriate. Evidently she wants, total health from the guy she shacks up with, I guess. okay? Sorry, all you diabetics out there, the aliens, when they come, are not going to be interested in your bodies. No offense. So she kills that guy. Meanwhile, she's on the run. She gets into a car accident. She's taken to a hospital, but we see that she magically heals herself. You know, bones kind of, you know, come back together, that sort of thing. Ligaments untear, if you catch my drift. She goes home with a different guy. She's about to mate with him, but then, lo and behold, here comes our crack team to get her. I don't want to spoil the whole plot. I don't want to give everything away, okay? There has to be some mystery in life, otherwise why are we watching the movie? You know what I'm saying? The movie is still streaming instantly on Netflix, so check it out. Rush out and see it. It's funny because it is an all-star cast. It's got Ben Kingsley, Academy Award winner, Forest Whitaker, Academy Award winner, Michelle Williams, Academy Award winner. The list goes on and on. What can I tell you? Michael Madsen, you might remember him. He was Mr. Blonde in the Reservoir Dogs. Marg Helgenberger, you might remember her. She was still on CSI, the original from Las Vegas. Alfred Molina has been in a truckload of things. He was in Maverick, if you remember that. He was the big Mexican guy chasing Mel Gibson, trying to stop him from... That's neither here nor there, okay? Believe me when I tell you, it's an all-star cast. Natasha Henstridge, you might remember her. She was in The Whole Nine Yards, that movie with Bruce Willis. Yeah, it's a very talented cast, to say the least. H.R. Geiger, the famous artist who does all those kind of creepy images, who designed the aliens from the Alien movie, actually designed the aliens in this movie as well, so you kind of see it. For most of the movie, the effects are really good, very solid, but by the end, again, when we actually see Syl in her natural alien form, it's pretty cheesy, to say the least. So I'm warning you in advance. It seems like it's great, and then it kind of goes off a cliff a little bit towards the end. One reviewer said this movie was Alien meets Splash meets V meets the Playboy Channel After Dark. Okay, it's that kind of thing. Roger Ebert only gave it 2 stars out of 4. We weren't all that happy with it. I enjoyed it overall. I think it's kind of a fun science fiction little romp, if you will. There's a team of people chasing the alien xenomorph because she looks like a human, but really not so much, okay? At one point, the scientists say like, oh, well, her eyes are in the front of her head, so as a predator, she can gauge the distance between herself and her prey. Guess what? All people have eyes in the front of their head like that, okay? If they had eyes in the side of their head, we might notice that as being kind of peculiar. That's all I'm saying, okay? What else can I tell you about this movie? They actually wound up making 3 sequels to this movie. They had Species 2, they brought back Michael Madsen, Natasha Henstridge, Marg Helgenberger. Not very successfully. It was kind of a crappy movie. In fact, Michael Madsen actually went out and said, like, hey, don't go see this movie, blows. Then they made 2 more straight-to-video sequels with none of the original cast, very little connection to the original plot. Those nightmare scenes on the train. Originally, the executives at Paramount said, you know what, it's just too expensive to do that. So H.R. Geiger, the artist who came up with the sketches, actually spent $100,000 of his own money. He felt that strongly that those scenes needed to be in there. I don't understand it, okay? Earlier in the movie, originally in the script, Syl was supposed to kill a cab driver for no reason. They actually changed that scene because they wanted Syl to remain kind of, I don't know, like we kind of look at her as kind of a sympathetic character. So they changed it to an old skeevy hobo coming to molest her on the train. And very early on, you're kind of like, oh, that's so sad. But by the end of the movie, you're like, what? What was I thinking? Why is this sad? She's a crazy alien. I can't explain it, okay? I can only tell you what it says on the page, okay? So there you have it. Species currently has 38% rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. Not the best. I enjoyed it personally. I mean, I was the same age as Natasha Henstridge when she was in this, so I felt a certain kinship, if you will, to the alien. No, not really. She was hot. What can I tell you? Anyway, if you haven't seen it, like I said, it is still streaming instantly on Netflix, so rush out and see it. If you don't want to watch it, they actually made a couple novelizations of the book, of the movie, so you could read it, I guess. But if you don't want to watch the movie, I don't know why you'd want to read about it. So there you go. Next week, we're going back to the comedy genre. The 1983 classic of the modern comedic cinema, Zapped, starring Scott Baio and Willie Ames. It is streaming instantly on Netflix, so rush out and see it. Send me your favorite scenes, favorite quotes, any questions or comments you have about Zapped, and I might just talk about it on the show. Lately, I've also been doing Skype. If you have any personal reflections that you'd like to share, let me know. Maybe we'll have you on the show via Skype. So there you go. Like I said, you can subscribe on YouTube. It's totally free. Go to YouTube/Kevin D. That's this guy right here. Also, you can go to our page on Facebook, Original B Movie Club. Don't be fooled by those imitators, okay? Give me the thumbs up, okay? You'll get all the latest updates, any funny things that occur to me. I might post it on there. Also, I tweet on Twitter at KD9575. And don't forget to tell a friend. As you know, I end every episode with a totally out of context quote. And here it is. Yeah, tell him he's about to copulate with an alien from outer space. There you go. Thank you for joining us. Next week, Zapped with Scott Baio and Willie Ames. Tell a friend and be well.